For us to come home in front of our family, fans, Raider Nation, the Black Hole.
Raiders! Goddamn right.
Welcome to the Just Raiders Baby podcast with your host, Jay Raider.
What is up, Raider Nation? Welcome to another episode of JRB Live. This is a post-game reaction show. Raiders versus Falcons in Vegas. What a crazy game, man. I mean, shit. For it to be a score like that, it's just, I don't know. It's just dumbfounding to me. But if you guys saw the same game I did, it was kind of hard to watch. But yeah, you had a final score 15-9. Wasn't really a whole eventful. Got a safety. But it wasn't us. It was on us. So, yeah, man. This game just wasn't a lot of offense, and kind of called it last week. But yeah, there you have it. Pretty low scoring game, and we didn't see much offense from the Raiders. So, it's a we kind of expected with Ritter coming on. You didn't see you weren't going to expect a whole lot of offense, and I think now we can all know that there was a reason they didn't put Ritter in to start earlier. I think this was kind of the hand that AP was dealt with. So, we kind of found out today why. It didn't look organized. It didn't look put together. I mean, we haven't looked like that all season anyway. So, but today it just looked worse. So, play calling was pretty bad. Having that safety in our own end zone was, I don't know what the fuck Norv and Scott were thinking when they called that one. Definitely you don't want to run the ball at your own 2-yard line, but hey, embrace the tank, right? Let me hit up the chat real quick. Salute, D Menace. Thank you for jumping on at this late hour, brother. You know, fortunately, Monday night games end kind of late, and if you guys are on the West Coast, thank you guys for joining me at the late hour. Same thing if you guys are on the East Coast, it's the after hour show with Jay Raider. But yeah, man, you know, just kind of seeing this game with Ritter, my expectations of Ritter were way more higher. I thought he had a little bit more skill, but really, I think what. Let me kind of go here, but he had 2 picks today. 2 picks. So it just kind of looked like we're kind of seeing Gardner Minshew out there almost in a sense, but still better than Gardner Minshew. I'm gonna tell you that 100%. So Raiders fall again, 11th straight loss, 2-12, tank in full effect. Got 3 games to go to the end of the season, so we're looking pretty good. So y'all know, we are back at number 1 in the draft order. We were at 2. We were at 2 as of yesterday. As of yesterday. So with this loss, we jump back to 1. So let's take a look at that, and we can kind of see where we're at on that. Give me a second. All right. Cool. So we are number 1 in the draft order. Right behind us is the Giants at number 2. Then you got the Patriots, Jacksonville, which we play next weekend. And then Carolina, 5th spot. Tennessee, Cleveland, Jets, Chicago, and then New Orleans round out the following top 5. The following 5 to make the top 10. But yeah, that's where we're at. At least that drafting for sure is looking pretty good so far. So obviously we got 3 games to go, but with those 3 games, again, we have Jacksonville, which that is a toss-up. Then you have New Orleans. I don't think we win against New Orleans. And then you have Chargers, where you guys know they're doing pretty all right. I'm not going to say they're doing good so far, but they're doing pretty all right. Definitely don't see us winning that one, but you never know with these rivalry games. Obviously, it's a different beast. I always say it. It's a game changer. So I get pretty intense with these rivalry games, but that's the final 3 in the schedule. So I say that the only game that we really have to worry about is next weekend with Jacksonville. Again, it's a toss-up, but yeah. D Menace, yes, it is. It is still tough hearing that T word. I agree 100%, brother. The reason why I say tank is because there's really not much positivity to look forward in this season. I mean, if you kind of want to narrow it down, you can. There's some players that have come to the light in our situation, right? Chase on being one of them, and let's talk about Chase on. Actually, he had a really good game. He was balling out today again, which is fucking amazing. And I say he's one of the guys we definitely bring back this upcoming season, because we definitely need to see what this guy can do with the full camp and a full season. definitely get one of the guys you bring back. Spillane had another wonderful game as well. Interception. I don't know about that roughing the passer call. Honestly, I think that was bullshit. If you saw the replay, he didn't hit his face. But obviously, you know, anything where it's like upper chest area, they're most likely going to call it. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. So, but other than that, Spillane had a pretty awesome game. Defense stepped up. I mean, if you want to take some positives away from this game, the defense held the Falcons to under 20 points. I mean, but yeah, Falcons haven't been doing good the last few games anyway. But I called it last week was that they weren't going to score more than 20. That happened. We had to score more. We had to hit 20 plus. And see, this is what happens when you don't hit 20 plus. You know, you get fucking beat. So 9 points, field goal and a touchdown, missed an extra point. So special teams was terrible today. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if they put on the guys from the street or what the fuck, but got like 2 block punts and a field goal. So I definitely don't know what happened with special teams today. It was fucking atrocious. So I don't know. But hey man, if you guys are watching the show, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you guys support this podcast. You know, as always, I try to bring you guys good quality content and good quality show. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button down below. All right. So yeah, special teams. Don't know what the miscue there was, but normally they do a pretty good job. So yeah, 2 block punts and a field goal wasn't good. So offensively, there's not really much to talk about offensively. But let's go over the stats and I can break that down. But yeah, offensively, there wasn't much to it. But Desmond Ritter was 23 out of 39, 208 yards, 1 touchdown. Rushing, he had 5 carries for 28 yards. He led rushing. I heard Josh earlier on Instagram the Go. If you don't follow, the Go 209. Shout out to him. But yeah, he said that Desmond Ritter was leading rushing. I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Apparently so. Madison had 7 carries, 21 yards. McCormick had 7 for 8. I don't know what happened with McCormick. I don't know if he got injured or not. I hope he didn't. But, you know, I would like to see that guy back next year to see what he can really do. I hope he's okay. I hope he's not injured. But Amir Abdullah, 3 carries, 8 yards. So rushing was virtually non-existent. We couldn't get the fucking run game going to save our life. Receiving, Jacoby led the way, 5 receptions, 59 yards. Abdullah 7 for 58. Brock 3 for 35. You got Trey for 2 for 18. McCormick 2 for 17. Meyer just 1 reception, 11 yards. Then you got Terrence Marshall 1 for 7, and then Madison 2 for 3 yards. So that was basically it for the offense. There really wasn't much there. They beat us in total yards, 261 to 249. Passing yards, we did lead the way. As you saw, it was just pass heavy again game. Rushing yards, they fucking blew us out of the water. They broke over 100, 168 yards to 65. And again, it was just special teams. I don't know what was going on with special teams today, but definitely weren't on the same page. 2 interceptions thrown by Ritter, and then time possession, they outweighed us 33, almost 34 minutes to 26. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we have the next few games coming up, the last 3 games of the season, and pretty sure, like everybody else out there, we can't wait to run out the season. Jaguars next weekend, Saints right after that, right before New Year's, and then Chargers versus Raiders in Vegas to close out the year. That's January 5th, as of now, and they don't have a date on that. That's probably going to just be an early game that day. So, but I will be in Vegas next weekend for that game. Raiders versus Jaguars in Vegas. It's going to be a fun time. Cheeto Linus, a couple other guys are going to go. So if you're going, hit me up. Let me know. Putting out content out there. I'm going to try to do a podcast the night before, either in the hotel or the hotel lobby or some shit like that. I'm going to try to put some good stuff out there for you guys. But yeah, I'll be in Vegas. I'm trying to, I have the hotel booked. Leaving Saturday, be there. So let me know. Hit me up for sure. Again, hit me up on my socials. As always, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and X, JRaider_505. That's JRaider_505. And yeah, so let's talk about the draft. I talked about it, but it's really right around the corner. If you guys really think about it, I know it's in April, but there's a lot of shit that happens from now to then. And you got free agency in between. So there's a list of things to do for the Raiders. Obviously, first and foremost, seeing the performance today with us not even being able to break over 10 points, Norv and Scott are not going to be it. And if you guys have been keeping your ear to the ground and listening to the rumors, Scott is being heavily sought out by the newly appointed North Carolina head coach, Bill Belichick, to have him come on as his offensive coordinator. So I think that's a good thing because that eliminates the possibility of having Scott come back. Doesn't completely rule them out, right? But at least he's already having a consideration, especially by a guy like Bill Belichick. Love or hate him, whatever. The guy is still a Super Bowl champion. He's, you can debate. Brady basically won most of those championships, but you still needed a skipper to guide the ship, right? So, most guys would like to have an opportunity to play with, to be under Bill Belichick. So, I think Scott heads over that way. But obviously, there's a lot of news being thrown around, and that's going to be interesting on who the Raiders select on this next coming draft. Now, another thing that's been said, obviously, is that Brady is going to be the one kind of leading the charge on that front of selecting the offensive coordinator, being involved in the draft, maybe free agency as well. but obviously offensive coordinator and being involved in draft, selecting our top 5 pick, number 1 pick if we have that, if we stay in that situation, he's going to be heavily involved. So it'll be interesting who he recommends for offensive coordinator, and that's the thing that I'm going to touch on really next month. Start really deep diving into that, but obviously the name Ben Johnson's been thrown around. Eric Bellamy's been thrown around. You got some other names. Stoic from the Texans has been thrown around as well. So there's some coordinators now. I don't know if Ben Johnson would come over as an offensive coordinator. That move would be more inclined to happen as a head coach if they decide to go ahead and part ways with AP at the end of the season. But even that, I don't really see that happening because he really has a good thing with Detroit, and right now Detroit's in a pretty good position. So they're a big contender. So I don't see him leaving that and going for something else where he has to kind of start over and rebuild, right? But I mean, I don't even think at this point that they move on to AP. Like I said before in previous videos, that if they decide to part with AP, it would be a situation like this where it's a 2-15 season, right? And you couldn't put any real wins together. It's going to be a hard sell to keep AP on, right? And we're kind of getting into that situation where we have 3 games left. You'll put yourself in, was it 5-12 record if you happen to win the next 3 games, but also keep in mind that you're trying to get the top pick. So if you get the next 3 wins, you're going to be dropped down into the bottom half of that top 10 position and not being even knocked out again from the top 10, right? So what do you do? What do you do? And that's the $1 million question, right? But I feel, and this is my take again, this is my opinion, and obviously I could be totally fucking wrong about this, but I think they're embracing the tank, and it's just a low key thing because obviously you can't tank on purpose. There are rules against that. So you got to play 100%. You got to show that you're trying to play 100% and actively win your games, right? So for me to think that AP is gone after this year with, mind you guys, all the injuries that the Raiders had this season. We just lost Max, right? We didn't think we were going to lose Max, but we lost Max. And it makes sense for us to lose Max. And I'll go into that in a bit. But we just lost Max. Basically, half of our starters are out. I mean, it's hard to put wins together when you're relying on secondary guys and third string, fourth string guys off the street at times to really carry your team and put wins together. You can make that argument. So there's that. I don't think AP leaves. I think they give him one more season. They give him his OC. They give him his quarterback. Give him a good top picks, and we'll see what he can do. And after that, he is on the hook. There's no excuse after that. But the Raiders obviously have to do their part, and they have to go all in. Front office has to go all in. No more. Let's try to get the best player possible type bullshit. We're down, 6, 7, and 8, and we're not trying to trade up. We got to be aggressive in this draft. The time is now. I think there's so much on the line with Mark Davis. Attracting new ownership because that's in the news if you guys don't know, right? So you got ownership coming on. You got new ownership coming on. They just got approved. and you got Brady in, you got Seymour in. So you got new guys coming in. So that has to be a return on our investment. And if you're trying to put a team together on a kind of coupon type deal, and try to save your money and all this shit, um, you're not going to put asses in those seats. And if you guys saw the same game I just finished seeing, half of that fucking stadium was empty. I know, because I've been looking at the tickets every fucking day, every day. So if you're trying to gain a return on investment, because obviously football at the end of the day is business, right? So if you're trying to, get a return on investment, you have to have marquee players. You have to have a winning team. That's it. You got to justify paying $300, $400, $500, $600 for tickets. Not even including beverages, hotel stay, airfare, all that shit. Just alone in that, because that's majority of the revenue that comes in. Aside from like sponsorships and all this other stuff, but the fans are the ones that carry it, right? So you need to have a winning season. You can't cookie cutter this shit. You can't. So you have to be aggressive. You have to be aggressive in this draft. So I see them really. I see all this is playing out to a certain way, and then AP stays, and AP gets his team, and he gets his final shot, and then after that, I don't know. Right. But let me hit up the chat, because obviously chat lives do matter. So again, thank you everyone for being on the show, and shout out really quick. That's to my boy LV Raider 10. What is up, brother? Thank you for joining. D Menace. I'll take the Sparklers game if it's knocking out the playoffs. Oh man, that's funny. But yeah, if you guys are watching the show, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. I am at 46 subscribers. Let's go ahead and get that up to 50, pushing to 100. And once we get to 500, we're doing that giveaway. I'm gonna get some good stuff for everyone. So make sure you guys subscribe and turn on your notifications. Dropped a reel earlier today, a short, reel and a short, YouTube and Instagram. It's fucking hilarious. Make sure you guys tap in, and it's fucking funny. And that was real inspiration behind that. That comes from life experience, y'all. But yeah, let's kind of get back to it. So the draft. Honestly, I think all signs point to Shador at this point, right? Unless you're living under a rock and you don't know what the fuck is going on. It's been pretty fucking clear that Shador will most likely come to Las Vegas. And we're all thinking, if the worst case scenario happens, right, and we end up winning one, and then we get knocked out of the top 5, and we can't draft back up, or we don't draft up high enough, what is that gonna look like, right? So my take is this: obviously, the whole Eli Manning situation was turned around when Eli got to his draft. He got drafted by San Diego, the Chargers, right? So he didn't want to go play for them, and he said that on TV. At this time, that is not an option for us, right? And he didn't really elaborate too much. So, what ended up happening is that Giants traded for Manning. That was it. So a scenario like that might happen, and the Sanders can pull that off because they have that pull. Dion is legacy. That dude is future Hall of Famer plus 10. That guy has done it all. So if anybody can do this, will be the Sanders. And everything that they've dropped, all these hints, all this momentum is because also to mind you, they are trying to create a market for him as well, right? So it's kind of like a two-way street, but they want to create a market. They want to make it exclusive type thing where it's kind of like you're trying to get into that nice fancy club, and you gotta know somebody to get in type shit. Now you gotta wait hours on end, or you might not even get in. It's kind of that scenario, right? Where they're creating this demand for Shador. They're hyping him up. They're gassing him up, and they're creating that want, right? And then teams are going to try to vie for him, and then they already have in their mind certain teams that they're going to want to go ahead and play for, right? Us being one of them. It's been back and forth whether he wants to play with New York with the Giants, right? Cowboys are one of them as well, and a couple other names you can kind of put out there as well. Basically, big market teams. The big market teams is where he's gonna most likely go to, right? Or a successful team. So that's kind of where that's at. So will Shador pull a Manning? Maybe. If we fail to get the number one overall draft pick, or we don't end up in the top 2 or 3, that's what's exactly going to happen. We're going to see Shador say, hey, I'm not going to go play for those guys. You guys need to trade me, or I'm just going to fucking sit out on the bench. Right? And those guys have that pull. So I feel that the trajectory that the Raiders are going, everything that Shador is doing, everything is just kind of, they're going to meet, and we're going to have Shador Sanders. Now, the other side of that discussion is that do you play Shador right away? Right? Now, this is a thing. Brady sat out for a year, and Brady is the type of person, and he said it also that he wants to have his quarterback sit out for a year and learn the system. And we might come to a situation just like that, where they might sit Shador for half a season, and then he comes out. Everybody likes Aiden O'Connell, and I think he has one more. I think this next coming year since last year, and that's if he doesn't get released. But AOC might return. They might sit him behind AOC, but he's not a mobile quarterback. Do you go out there and get a mobile quarterback? There's the name Sam Darnold being thrown around. We just saw Kirk Cousins, but look at Kirk Cousins. He was barely able to get through us. He's not the same anymore. So that is a real question: is that who are you going to put in front of Shador once we acquire him, right? Or do you run the gamble of playing him, right? Let me know your guys' thoughts on this too. Hit that fucking chat. Let me know, because this is a real interesting topic. Is that if you get Shador, what do you do? Do you play him right away, or do you sit him for this half of the season, and then you let him learn, get him a little feel? Obviously, he'll play preseason, but preseason is a different beast from actual in-season play, right? So, what do you do? I don't know. I'm a very impatient person. I'm the type of person that would want to see immediate results. I don't want to wait, a year to see, everything to come to fruition. I want to see it now, right? And I think a lot of people are out there are the same way, right? I think, I think they want to see him play, but that might not be always the right choice. Let me hit up the chat real quick. D Menace, we're getting the number one. He plays. There you go. If he gets drafted, he should play. He's probably going to be the most ready quarterback that we can possibly get. That's why I don't say Cam. I think Cam does need that year to sit out, learn kind of how the system goes, how the speed of the NFL. It's different from college. It's like a tenfold type thing, right? So I think he's the one that benefits from that. Not Shador is probably the more analytical, he's the more athletic, more skilled out of the two. Not by much, but he's able to kind of be able to get through things. I'm kind of mixed. I'm honestly, I don't even know what to tell you. I mean, I would say sit him half of the season, or you can even sit him a quarter of the season, 4 games, right? Put him 4 games. I'm pretty sure we set him the first 4 games out. I'm pretty sure we can win one out of those 4 games. Have him go in at 1-3 a situation. Take some of the pressure off, right? Because you gotta keep in mind, everyone, there's gonna be so much pressure on this fucking kid to perform out of the gate on that first game. First 2 games out of the gate, we expect to see a winning result. No buts about it. You expect to see results right away if Shador gets drafted and Shador has a full training camp, no injuries. He plays first game. We expect to win. Great performance, win. And that's how the Raider Nation operates. That's how we are. I'm no different. Fuck it, I'm no different. I'm just like, hey, you know what? I expected more of this kid, and it just looked like dog shit, right? Would that happen? I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so. But people respond to pressures different way. So that is a real question. That's a good question. If you draft them, do you play them right away? If you, let's say, right, we fall out of the top pick, we're at number 3, you have to get Cam. Do you play Cam right away? Do you sit him out for that full year? We're knowing that he needs that little extra time to get, behind and learn the system and learn the speed of the game at the highest level, right? I for sure that guy for sure we're sending him half a year. He has to learn it. What good is he gonna do coming in into a situation and he has difficulty performing? This is the thing. You gotta set these guys up for success. But also you can say it's all about the offensive coordinator, and we can go into different things with that as well. Obviously having the right offensive coordinator is going to be key here, right? But it's just how you take care of these guys is going to be the biggest thing here, right? So that's kind of my take on that. As far as if you draft Shador, do you play him right away? Do you bench him? Do you sit him, for a while or full season and just let him kind of ferment, as you say, right? But let's talk about something else, right? So let's say this is another idea that's been thrown around. Obviously, if you have the top pick, do you trade back to try to get more picks or get another first rounder? This is my thing, right? And I've asked different content creators this because I like to hear their opinions because this is a good topic. Do you roll the dice on that? I personally think that's really hard to pull off. If you're trying to, let's say, draft the Shador and Travis Hunter, it's going to be really hard to pull off. It's going to be really hard to pull off, and I don't even think you make that happen. My take on that is that you secure your number one spot. You secure your quarterback. You gotta go for your quarterback. You can't. There's no more time to try to see what else we can get. We can't wait for Arch Manning at 26 because that might not even happen. You never know with these things. You just never know. You got to play the hand that you're dealt with, and if we're dealt with the number one draft pick, we have $115 million in salary cap. You got to do everything in your power to build a team, a contender team. You got to do that. You can't gamble too much. Would you try to go for another number one? Fuck yeah, you do. But within reason, and you can't let Cam or Shador slip through your hands. We tried so hard last year trying to get Jaden Daniels, and we see how that happened. Nobody wanted to trade up with us. Commander said no. We offered them, I think, 2 or 3 first-round picks for the next few years and a number 2, and they said no because they were bent on just getting Jaden Daniels. That's their fucking mindset, right? Chicago had the mindset they're going to draft Caleb Williams, right? And let me show you the proof. Fucking Washington is balling out. So they have a good offensive coordinator, right? Cliff Kingsbury. He's out there with Jaden Daniels, and I forgot who the fuck the Bears got. It's like night and day. The offensive coordinator makes the difference. So it'll be interesting to see who they get for offensive coordinator. But they didn't. Nobody wanted to trade up with us last year. Nobody. We couldn't even get into the top 10. I don't know how much Telesco tried, right? And then we thought we can get Penix at 13, and then Atlanta snubbed us, right? So there you have it. But I don't know. It's one of those things is that you won't really know until the day of kind of what's gonna really pan out and play out. It's really interesting to watch. If you guys haven't seen that movie Draft Day, it's kind of like that sometimes with Kevin Costner. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. I like that fucking movie. I think it's a good movie, but it's a lot of back and forth that's being done behind the scenes to negotiate trades and picks and all that. Who goes, who gets, who comes, and all that stuff. So, could it happen? Definitely, I think it could happen. Will it happen? Probably, maybe not. I don't think so. I feel that Tom Telesco is very conservative in the way he drafts. He doesn't take too wild risk. But knowing that you have your owner and now your other new co-owner really involved in looking at you with a microscope on what your every single move transaction is, and if you don't come away from this draft with the top quarterback, your ass is fucking grass. That's just how it is. I don't know. But the Menace getting rid of a lot of late round picks. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I know we have two number threes, right, from the trade with for Tay, right? So we got that. Um, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There's different scenarios that's been thrown out there. You know, you can grab. You know, if Jacksonville was like a three or something, we grab Hunter, and then we trade up to get their spot, because if they want Hunter, then they have to go through us and type deal. And honestly, I just feel like that's too much of a gamble for us. We just need to go ahead and get our guy, and get everybody else that we have on our list. Obviously, what we need a receiver, we need a running back, we need more depth defensively. We need a few more guys on the O line. One thing that I will give credit to Telesco from this draft is that all three of his picks did hit. Bowers, Glaze, and JPJ. Obviously, they're they're having a great year. So um, definitely need a couple of guys offensively for the online. Need to beef that up. We need to go ahead and be able to protect our quarterback, give him a little bit of time in that pocket, and not just have it collapse within half a second of the ball being snapped. So, and now obviously you got free agency. So, um, we don't really have to rely heavily on the draft to get our guys. So we can always seek out free agency. There's a lot of guys that are coming, they're becoming free agents in this next coming off season. So we do have that to look forward to, and I will talk about that um, in the next month coming up. Really on free agency, on the transactions, on who I feel like they should go after, because having 112, 15 million in cap space buys you um, some quality players. Now, this is the thing: who are you gonna want? Who's gonna want to come over here, right? Especially with the season that we're having. But mind you, if you're getting Shador, if you're getting Cam Moore, that's going to attract people. If you're getting a good offensive coordinator, that's going to attract players to want to come and play for us. You know, um, I know this whole negative shit is that look at our record, look at our turnover, our coaching turnovers, and all that shit. Um, how is that looking? How who's going to want to come and play for us? But if you get the right personnel, if you get the right players, it's like it's like honey to like bees. It will attract. You know, um, so that will happen, but we just need to get the right people, right? So it's going to be a combination of the draft. It's going to be a combination of free agency, all that good stuff to see who we bring over in the draft. But um, so far, right now, we are looking good. Still number one, um, and uh, I see us ending the year at number one, or maybe number three, top three for sure. That's my prediction for us ending this season. Um, that's the silver lining, guys. I know it's hard. It's hard to swallow the L's. Fucking telling me, man. I mean, losing to the Chiefs, losing to the Broncos, losing to um, the Chargers. It's always a hard thing. I don't think I'll ever be okay with that. But I find the silver lining. The silver lining is that hey, we're tanking for Shador, right? Somebody put it earlier in the game. We're tanking for Shador, and we got to look. We got to look towards that. And that's how you keep your sanity. That's how you keep your sanity through all this. because normally I'd be pulling my fucking hair out by now. But just looking towards this offseason, who we get as offensive coordinator and who we get in the draft and everybody in free agency. And I don't know if we part ways from AP. If we do, hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to be mad at it. I don't think it's right. I think you need to give him another year. Being a rookie head coach, you got to give him another year, right? But if they do part ways with him, then it's okay. I'm not crying about it. Most likely Grable will come in. My Grable. And then Dable might be coming in with him. And then it'll be a different regime after that. And this is the thing. We just got to get some stability. We can't be jumping from coach to coach every other fucking year. You can't. We got to get some stability. If you want marquee players to come and play for the Raiders, you got to stop fucking going through coach like you're going through a fucking pair of fucking underwear. Legit. You have to. But I'm not saying I say the T word, bro, because what else you gotta look forward to? I mean, at this point, we on a trajectory downward, bro. I don't see any positivity for us going upward. I want us to be successful. I want us to have a winning fucking season, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. Last 3 games, we win maybe one. Like I said, Jacksonville might be the one. I don't think we win any more after that. We're not winning. We're not winning fucking New Orleans. We're not beating the Chargers. Fuck no. And I hate saying that because I want to beat the Chargers. Screw. I could deal with going down on the order if we beat the Chargers. That's that kind of type of feelings I got about that. But I don't know. I don't know what happens. But for sure, last 3 games, maybe one, and I'm being generous. I'm being generous with that one. So, yeah. But I don't know if AP moves on. I hope he doesn't. I hope he sticks around. But if he doesn't, that's okay. We have Mike Rabel. Will probably come in because his name has been really thrown around out there. And he will be the candidate that makes the most sense to come in. He has ties with Brady. He's a close relationship with him, so that'll be the guy. And he had pretty good success in Tennessee. Unfortunate situation where he let go, but he'll probably be the guy to come in. So again, if that happens, it'll be a clean house at that point. So yeah, that's my take on it. But obviously, we're going to talk more about this. I actually want to go ahead and kind of do a panel about this. Talk to the guys with Ready Connection on our group chat, and I mentioned this hey, we should have this specific debate next month in our show, and I'm really kind of deep dive into what all the draft scenarios that could happen and what should Telesco the type of moves that Telesco should be doing in this offseason to try to get the best players and the most drafts and all this shit that we've been talking about for months on end now. But I feel like we definitely will deep dive into this furthermore in the off season. So and it's just right around the corner, right around the corner. So yeah, I think that is it for the show. I've been on for about an hour now, just ranting and talking shit and just saying all this fucking other shit. So it's getting pretty late. I am in mountain time, so it's already midnight here. And if you're on the West Coast, it's 11 o'clock. It's the witching hour, right? And if you're on the East Coast, it's 2 a.m. So it's probably time to call it a wrap. But again, make sure you guys check out my show on every week. Just Ready to Be podcast. I'm still doing the live shows today, post game reaction show, but I'll still be coming out with video content. I'm actually going to be doing more lives, so I'll be switching more to the live role in this next from now on. But I'll still pop out with video here and there. And as always, make sure you guys catch our show every damn Wednesday, the Raider Connection. It's going down 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. East. Make sure you guys always tap into that. But yes, the Raider Connection. Let me go ahead and pop that up. I do that with Cheeto Linus, Jeff Newing, and Booster, and LV Raider 10, who was just on a little bit ago. And get that up so you guys can see. But we do that every damn Wednesday. Make sure you guys tap into that. And obviously, oops, that's the wrong picture. But and then obviously the post game reaction show every game. Now I'll be in Vegas this weekend. I don't know if I'll be able to do a post game reaction show to that. I will try my best. It might be a little tricky. It just depends what time I get back from the stadium and what kind of condition I'm in. I might not be able to pull one off. So, but I will try my hardest to go ahead and do one next weekend. So, yeah, we will see. We'll see what happens for sure. I will try to go ahead and do a live podcast the night before in Vegas. Try to get some guests on that. And that will be fun. And we're gonna try to figure that out. Again, I'm doing all this shit on the fly. You know, I'm trying to plan it out as best as I can. It might not always work, but we're definitely gonna try our hardest to make that happen. But I'm gonna get a picture of that. All right. But yeah, I will try my hardest to go ahead and get that live show in Vegas. Either I'll do that in the lobby, inside the hotel room, wherever the fuck in the casino. We'll make it happen. You know, we'll find a way. But yes, I'm still trying to get this picture. The Raider Connection, but either way, just make sure you guys tap in, subscribe into the podcast. I always have the thumbnail posted every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific. The Raider Connection. So make sure you guys tap into that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys again for joining me on this live podcast. If you guys are tapping in, Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you guys support the show. Again, I'm at 40 subscribers, so let's bump that up to 50. And then from there, getting to 100, ultimately to 500. 500, I start doing giveaways. So make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. So when I do live shows, when I'm dropping shorts, those go on randomly. They're fucking hilarious. So make sure you guys go on the channel. They are funny as fuck. But yes, and then as always, catch me and my socials: Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and X at JRaider_505. That's JRaider_505. And again, at this podcast at Just Raider Podcast. But again, you guys for jumping on with me and talking shit on this night, on this Monday Night Football night. And make sure you guys, as always, remember, Just Raider, baby. Peace.